You raised me up. And like Robbie said, Diane raised us up this morning. And I think what's really neat about that song is, can't we all raise people up? Can't we all make people feel strong, creative, intelligent, just by our words? Just by our words that come from our heart. When we begin to speak from our heart, we're going to speak the truth. When we come from our heart, we're going to be able to see each other who they truly are. A spiritual being, a brother or sister on planet Earth. You raised me up. So as we go forth this week, we can remember that. Your words create. Being mindful of our words create. We're in a series of mindfulness, and the first Sunday, Charmaine talked to us about choices and then being responsible for the choices that we make. Remembering the choices that we make and then being mindful about those and our responsibility to our choices. And then last week, Cindy talked about our mission and being mindful of our mission. Am I sporting my mission? Or is it written on a card somewhere in my bathroom? Am I remember it as I walk through life? Am I being mindful? So today I'm going to talk about being mindful. Your words create. Our words create. And we're all kind of on the same page with that, with it being proven scientifically, energetically, spiritually, even in the mundane world. Our words create. Being mindful of our words can lead us to being mindful of our thoughts so that we can create with our conscious mind. So we can create with our conscious mind, not with our subconscious mind. To create in the now, as the now, and not from the past. Past patterns and memories and form, even. But to be mindful. Words give energy to our thoughts. Words create form. Words are formative. And I know you all know that, don't you? Everybody says yes, I know that. This is so cool. So as we go through life and we're unfolding and being able to express clearer and clearer our divinity, our spirituality, all of us have been given a magic wand to do that with. Isn't that nice? See, we're not here all by ourselves. We have a magic wand in which to support us in our manifestation, our creation. And this magic wand is the power of spoken words. The power of the spoken word. That's our magic wand, because our words create. And once we begin to just be aware of that law, and then exercise it, make that a strong muscle in our consciousness, we can create consciously. We can have dominion and authority over our world, you see. To have dominion and authority over our world, first of all, we have to have dominion and authority over our thoughts and then our words, because the words are given form to our thoughts, to know that. So it's the magic word, the power of the spoken word, magic wand. So I want to share a little story. And this is about an African chief. So we're in Africa. And this African chief has picked a young man who's going to take over after him. And so he wants to know or understand if he's made the right choice. And so he calls this young man. And he says, I want you to make me 2 dinners. I want you to make me 1 dinner with the best that life has to offer. And then I want you to make another dinner for me that represents all that is the worst that life has to offer. The best that life has to offer, and the second, the worst. So the day comes where the young man's going to bring the meal to the chief. So he brings this meal and this sliced water buffalo tongue and vegetables, and it's just a gourmet treat for the village to have. And so the chief eats it, and it's very pleasing to him. And so he asks the young man, he says, This is very good. Now, why did you choose this water buffalo tongue for the meal? And this is what the young man said. The tongue is one of the finest parts of our being. It can speak wonderful words of truth that can help our people grow and prosper. The right words can give them courage and strengthen their integrity. Tongues can speak of love and harmony and hold our village together. Pretty good choice. A couple of days later, he's preparing the second meal, the worst. He prepares the same meal. He prepares the water buffalo tongue with vegetables, and the chief eats it and it's real good, and then he says to him, well, why'd you pick that? This is what the young man says. The tongue can be the best part of us, and it can be the worst. It can speak words of anger and discouragement and tear down people and rob them of hope. It can weave deceit, speak untruth that causes disharmony. The tongue, more than any other weapon, can destroy our village. Do you think the chief made a good choice? To begin to understand, and then to begin to discern, take action in what we're hearing, what we're even thinking. Our words are forces that are constantly creating our personal world. Once we begin to understand that, one question that will transmute from our consciousness is, did I do that? Yes, we did do that. Our thoughts, our words. When we speak, we make our thoughts and feelings audible. We've all had people tell us how good they feel. We've all had people tell us how bad they feel. And I'm sure we've shared that with other people. And we've shared our excitements. We've shared our divine ideas that we've got. We've shared love. Our words make our thoughts and emotions audible. And this is powerful, powerful, powerful. Along with the face value of words, light, dark, love, hate, good, give, take, we all know the meanings of words, but words have intrinsic value. And the intrinsic value that are in words is in sound. In sound. Everything is a vibration, and we create with this sound. To begin to understand that, to take that up to another level. And this is in John. We all know this one, but this is kind of cool to remember. The Word was in the beginning, and the very Word was with God, and God was that Word. The same was in the beginning with God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And God's created everything that was created. And we are the creators in our world. And that sentence is a very good instruction manual for our life. Because we are using the words to create our world, our individual world. To begin to understand the intrinsic value of words, the energy, the sound that's within words, that goes beyond our relationships in the physical nature of life. They go into our atmosphere. They go into our subtle bodies, our causal bodies. Our words affect our emotional body. Our words affect our mental body. Our words affect our world, individually and collectively. Every sound has an attribute of consciousness. Every sound has an attribute of consciousness. It has a function in the universe, in our world. Every sound has an attribute of consciousness. Sound is the formation of material experience. the formation of material experience, our experience. In the beginning was the Word. Has anyone here known anyone that has demonstrated the power of self-fulfilling prophecy? We call it forth, and we don't even think about it. I was counseling this person a couple years ago, and just expanding on to begin to understand that changing the thoughts they hold about themselves changes the worldly experience that they have. And they were telling me how things were changing with them. People were changing the relationships that they had. Old relationships were kind of like cast aside and, hey, let's start over again. Let's create a new relationship. I goes, gosh, can you see how this stuff's working? Yeah. He goes, everything's going really good. But, you know, the holidays are coming up. And you know how the holidays, everybody starts arguing, complaining, and everything. Excuse me, remember? We're being in the now. We're not going back to the past. The past patterns, the past memory, it doesn't have to be the way it's always been. We're the creators. I said, can't you see it being different? Can't you see him being happy? You see? If we're the creator of our world, and the thought we hold, is it going to manifest? Self-fulfilling prophecy. So to begin to just change. If we want our world to change, we have to be aware, mindful of the words we're speaking. They'll show us the thoughts we're thinking. We're manifesting our consciousness. We teach the healing classes here, and seminary, and meditation, and psychic development, and everything. And you know, when you read the Bible, and Jesus taught his disciples all this stuff, it's really cool. And the one thing that all the students ask, and if I'm right, students, just not on this. What is that word? Don't you want to know the word? What is that word? It's not a word. It's your vibration. It's your consciousness. It's your ability, desire, and then manifestation of your oneness with God. You see, Jesus was one with God. It's not a magic word. It's being aware of the thoughts that we're holding. Are the thoughts we're holding uplifting us and connecting with God? Or are they taking us down and separating from God? Consciousness, spirit, God's our Father. We are the sons and daughters of God. To begin to look at that honestly. And then, you're the chooser. We are the chooser. To free ourselves. As we free ourselves, we free others. As we love ourselves, we can love others. There's a branch of physics that's called somatics. And it's really neat, and this works for us because we're all about energy here. And energy is being revealed every day. And somatics is a study. The man was a Swiss scientist, his name was Hans Jenny. And he proved and showed how sound vibration affected matter. And this is as old as Pythagoras or before. Sound affects the physical matter. And you could take a plate and put sand on it, and underneath it with a speaker, play certain tones or sounds, and it's going to create a different form in the sand. That's how sound affects matter. We're being bombarded with sound every day, and it's affect us. That's why we have got to go within and what's my sound? What's my tone? What's my frequency? Know that. Know your frequency, and that will take you to God, your higher self. And then as we walk through this world, we will be focused and be able to be, manifest, experience that which we came to be, manifest, and experience. Sounds change the very matrix of physical substance. Sound changes us. I do energy healing with sound and color and crystals. The frequency, the vibration goes into the body, the physical body, to begin to affect changes. It goes into the emotional body to clear and balance. It goes to the mental body to allow for release of the confusion, to be clear, using sound, color, light, even form. The Japanese scientist Dr. Emoto putting words on liquid and seeing how those words written on a jar changed the matrix of the water molecules. And then froze the water and then looked at the little snowflake crystalline energies. And the words that were love and kind and beauty and harmony were these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful forms in matter. And the words that were used as hate or destruction, evil, not good. The snowflake crystalline substance was deformed, was out of balance, was not in harmony. We have the validation now how sound affects us, how words, how we can lift people with our words, and we can put them down with our words. The power of the spoken word. We don't need swords and guns to slay people. We can slay people with our tongue. To begin to understand that and then to be aware of that. But it begins with us, to begin to be aware, what am I thinking? Who do I think I am? Am I supporting that mission? And then when we catch ourselves, silly Patrick, what are you saying? Stop it. You see? To not beat ourselves up and be guilty and shamed. No. Silly me, miss mark. And then get back on track. Life is a wonderful gift, and we're just learning the playbook now so that we can really experience who we are and what life on planet Earth can be. Our words literally mold, shape, and arrange subtle physical patterns. This is why we love now the stimulation the external world gives to us. Every time we speak, we create vibrational patterns that affect the physical body as well as the atmosphere around us. And haven't you ever walked into a room that felt toxic? That maybe some people were arguing in a half an hour before? That energy is in the ethers in the room. That's information for us. Do we want to toxify our environment? See, that's pollution as well as the CO2 gases. Because you can't breathe very good in a toxic environment. Because our soul is what breathes in these ethers so that we can be strong in our beingness. And if it's toxic, we're not going to be fed. And this is the choices that we can make in life to put ourselves where we can be fed. The Fuji no Na, the good vibrations, the good sounds. This is what's available to us. You know, when Jesus did his healing work, and it's in the aquarium, there's some really good stories in there. And one time he's healing this deaf person, and the word's in there, he says this word, eptata. That sound that word creates went out into the ethers, into the consciousness of that soul that had created block so they could not hear, and transmuted it. So he was aware of the subtle vibrations that are in words, that are in sounds, that are in form. And we can be aware of them also. And to the degree that we're aware of them, to begin to use them. To begin to shift our pattern, to recreate our pattern, to create a new pattern. Our words are a major force in shaping our personal reality. So the only victim we could be is a victim to ourselves. Like the White Eagle said, go within and listen to that guidance, because it is good. Because it's coming from God. So that's who we want to listen to. If we want to have a pity party, we can go with all the people that feel pitiful and talk with them. You want to feel uplifted, liberated, free, unlimited. Go within and listen to that still small voice, and that's what's going to lift you up. That Christ within is what lifts us up and makes us strong to give us dominion over our world. By our speech, we decree what will come into our life. Self-fulfilling prophecies. Have you ever heard, see, I'm old, they don't say this anymore, but they used to, say, I'm saving for a rainy day. So what's going to happen?
Rain.
So something's going to happen that we get to spend that money on a rainy day. I'm going to save this for an emergency. Oh, come on, emergency. I've got enough so I can have one and spend it all. Say, Cindy and I save our money for vacations.
Yes.
We like to travel. So we put our money in and we're going here and here and here. You see? And then when we get enough, we go. And it's just a different way of living. We can live with a positive attitude or a negative attitude. Listen to our thoughts. When we start limiting ourselves, we're listening to the wrong thoughts. That's our key to go within. Let me listen to the good news and let myself begin to lift and rise up out of any limitation that I'm experiencing. So those are a lot of words. Well, what can we do about it? Here's the first thing. Number one, be conscious of your words. See, just being conscious of our words. Be conscious of our conversations with people. Be conscious of our conversations. Because they can either go like that or they can go like that. And I know you've all left ones that started like that. I'm going to say, hey, God, we don't have to jump in that whirlpool and go down. Because some people need company going down. We came here to rise, to be. So to be aware of our words, because they're going to tell us what we're thinking, how we're patterned out, and then the conversations that we have with people. The second step, it's a big one. Stop complaining. Does anybody here complain? Honest people, put your hands up. Stop complaining. What are we doing when we're complaining? Aren't we just misqualifying energy? When we complain, we take the energy and focus on what we don't have instead of taking our energy and putting it what we do want. Instead of talking about what we don't have, let's talk about what we do have. Because there's beauty and blessings every day. Every one of us has beauty and blessings in our life. And that's where we got to go. Go to those first. Look for the good and praise it. And so, give thanks for what you have. Don't complain about what you don't have. Where are you investing energy? We're energy beings. We're building patterns. Speak positively. Use affirmations. Affirmations affirming good. Affirming life. Affirming light. Affirming love. So we're acknowledging where we're at, and we're ready to change. And you know what? We can change. I like that. Isn't that cool? I'm going to give everybody permission to change this week. Thank you. And then, this is the key. This is very important. Bless, bless, bless. Bless your life. Bless yourself. Bless the people in your life. Bless their uniqueness. Bless life itself. The more we start blessing, we're giving forth an attitude of gratitude. We're giving thanks. When we give forth that gratitude, the law, the gratitude comes back. Whatever you give, so shall you receive. So as we begin to just train ourselves to give forth blessings in life, watch out. You're going to need a blessing umbrella because they're going to come back and shower you. God just gave me that. Isn't that really cool? I love it. It's not on this paper. I'm going to show you. Send those blessings out, and you will be showered with blessings. It's really cool. And then here's one more little thing to do. And this is like this blanket to go out to the world. When you get up in the morning, after your morning meditation or prayer time or contemplation, in your heart or speak it out, everybody, I love you. Everybody, I love you. On the planet. Whether we know them or not, send them the love. Send out love. And pretty soon, everybody's going to love you. Being mindful of our words. Our words are powerful. We're creating our life experience with our words. So when you look around your life and you're ready for something to change, listen to your dialogue. Change that, and your life will begin to change before your eyes. Let's go with him. So I want you to close your eyes and just breathe. And once again, breathe in God's love. And ask to feel God's love filling you. And as you breathe in that warm, radiant love of God, just feel your whole body begin to relax even more. And just I want you to surrender into that warm feeling of love, how loved you are and how supported you are and how beautiful you are. And just breathe and be in this energy of love and support and beauty. And I want you to just imagine yourself on a mountaintop. And you're on a mountaintop and it's the stillness of a morning. And there isn't a sound. And you look off into the horizon and you see the sun starting to rise. And just listen. Listen for the sound of a sunrise. What does a sunrise sound like? The sun is always speaking to us. To be open to the sun. To not run from the sun. Listen and know. As you stand on this mountaintop, gazing over creation, close your eyes for a moment and go within your heart. And as you go within your heart, be still and listen. I want you to listen for your sound or your note. Ask to hear your tone, your note, your sound. Ask to know your universal signature. listen to the still small voice. Be still and know I am with you always. So know this vibration, know this tone, that it's always with you. And when you come down off that mountaintop and go into the marketplace of life, you remember who you are. You remember why you came. So just breathe and feel, and breathe and know. I am. And just gently wiggle your toes and fingers, and gently open your eyes. This week as we go forth, don't you love mindfulness? Just being aware. Being aware and then discerning what we're aware of. And making the choices that support our mission. Who we are, what we came to do. So this week, just play with me. In the morning, before you leave the door, be centered for a moment. Lift your arms up, and to the world say, everybody, I love you. I love you all.